Welcome to Ultimate Survival Gear. Today, as you guys can see, I have something else from Jack Wolfskin. Have been a fan of this brand ever since I started reviewing it. Let's open up the box and see what we got, because these are Jack Wolfskins. Very popular hiking shoes, trail running shoes called Woodland. Yes, and if you have been subscribed to my channel, you probably remember me reviewing the Woodland mid-size version, and I was extremely, I was really impressed with the mid-size version, and this is their low-rise version, and I have to say, I am just as impressed as I was with the mid-size. Absolutely unbelievable. If you were looking for a hiking shoe that is low rise, specifically not the mid size, not the full size, specifically the low rise hiking shoe, trail running shoe that is well balanced, extremely comfortable, excellent outsole, just as good as it can get, plus waterproof. This is it. You guys have to check it out. It's unfreaking believably good. Currently $100 on Amazon. The links are in the description below. I don't know if there will be a link for the, I'll try to do my research and see if I can find better prices than Amazon, but currently $100, and you can actually get them for $75 cheaper in a different color, so you can play around with the prices. Again, the link is in the description below. So let's start with the main review. As some of you already know, this is not just a regular shoe review. This review is specifically for my Ultimate Survival boots section. Yes, and obviously these are not boots, these are shoes, but what if you were wearing them and something bad happened? Would they help you to survive, or would they get you killed? Well, how to make the judgment? We make the judgment based on 8 different criteria. Let the review begin. Criteria number 1, comfort level. And in order to test the comfort level of all the boots and shoes that I review on the channel, I do a 3-mile run non-stop, and then a 5-mile walk, again non-stop, no pauses in between, and then I continue wearing the shoes or boots for the rest of the day, so that the total wear time is about 8 hours. Like I said, this right here is amazing. It's as good as it can get. Let's start from the beginning. Of course, one of the first factors that contributes to the comfort level is the weight, and let's see, this is size 10, and size 10 is 12.7. Now, usually if you watched any of my reviews, you know that whenever it comes to boots, I am looking for stuff under 20 ounce. Whenever it comes to trail running shoes, usually around 10 ounce mark. This is a little bit over 10 ounce, but trust me, the extra weight is definitely worth the compromise for everything else that you're getting, which we will talk about later. Let's talk about the flexibility of the outsole. This is another thing very important whenever it comes to, especially whenever you're running. And here, as you can see, it's extremely flexible, so you can run properly in these shoes without any problems, without any difficulty at all. Let's move on to the inner sole now. I'm gonna take it out. Let's see if we try to take it out. And here we go. So the inner sole here, nothing crazy. It's nicely shaped, has a good heel bed, very distinctive heel bed. I like it. A decent arch support, nothing crazy. It's a little bit flimsy, but decent. Cushioning, not a lot of cushioning, but decent enough. All right, so not too bad. I think that the inner sole, that's the only thing that could have been better in the shoe. But again, it's really not that big of a deal. I'm just being really picky, because that's why I do the reviews, because I am picky. So let's move on further. We got the cushioning, and this is where things get really freaking good. Check this out. Excellent amount of cushioning here in the heel, in the shaft, going throughout, makes it very comfortable. In the tongue, very nice, and cushion. You can wear the shoes without the socks and they will feel amazing. Throughout the whole shoe, you have a very nice, very cushiony feel, even at the toe box, which is very rare whenever it comes to really anything, whenever it comes to shoes, whenever it comes to boots. Here you do have that nice cushioning from the inside. So yes, again, you can wear the shoes without the socks on, and you're gonna feel just as comfortable as with nice cushiony socks. All right, so Comfort wise, I would give this shoe a very solid 9 out of 10. Could it have been better? Yes, if the inner sole was just a little bit more cushiony to give you a little bit more impact protection from the bottom, I think it still does a fantastic job. But you know, I have to be picky. So let's move on to the criteria number 2 now over here, which is the proofing and protection. Now, proofing wise, yes, these are waterproof. So usually I'm not a fan of low-rise waterproof shoes, just because there's not much of clearance. But in this case, because they did a pretty good job, I mean, you do get about 3.5 inches, and the same with the gusseting. Gusseting actually goes a little bit more than that, about 4 inches. So you get a good 3.5 inches. If you step in a small puddle, you know, splash, you're not gonna get wet or anything that is below that 3.5 inch mark. So you probably can see that there is not much point of having a waterproof shoe unless it's a mid-size, just to have more clearance. But again, I've seen people that, you know, whenever they buy their trail running shoes, hiking shoes, they want waterproof, and there you go, guys. This is for you. Now, speaking of the protection here, not huge amount of protection in the toe box. There is a fabric going over, a harder fabric, and it does add a little bit of protection. Obviously, nothing in ankles. The heel is reinforced. The best of the protection you get is from the outsole. You get a very nice, high quality, hard rubber on the outside, which will give you plenty of the protection on the hike, as much as you need. But let's move on to the criteria number 3, outsole traction and stability. I'm sorry, criteria number 3, quality and the design features. Now, quality wise, I mean, these are Jack Wolf. I mean, I started reviewing them probably almost at the end of the last year, so I'm kind of new to the brand, but I am being impressed more and more with the stuff that they're making. And I mean, click on the link, the Amazon link in the description below, and you will see there's almost like 500 reviews and almost 5 stars. So people do love these shoes. And if you have experience, long-term experience with these, share with everyone in the comments below. That would be very, very helpful. Now, design features, here we got our lacing system, and it's just the lacing system that I like. It's nice, thick, round strings. Great job, Jack Wolf. Thank you for implementing that. Very easy to put on and take off. Nothing crazy other than that. I mean, it's just a fabric to save weight, fabric holes, and then obviously one reinforced one at the very top, because it's probably going to have more tension, usually does. So overall, nothing crazy over here. Pretty good overall. Let's move on to the criteria number 4 now, outsole traction and stability. So whenever I do my run and my walk, I do it on a variety of different surfaces. I start from the older asphalt, then the newer tarmac, then dry sand, dry grass, wet grass, rocky road, and then into the trail surface, which is a mix of rocks, sand, random grass, and then the concrete, rubber, marble, tile, and the rock wall. And these perform well on pretty much everything. This is very nicely balanced between aggression and flatness. As you can see, this is very, very aggressive thanks to the high quality hard rubber that is used. I mean, these Ninja Stars over here, they're super aggressive. I love them. This is what you need basically if you're walking through slippery stuff like the wet grass. Very nice handling on the wet grass, great traction. But at the same time, you don't really dig in too much into the sand, and you don't really get mud stuck anywhere because it's so basic. So Jack Wolfskin, they did a just fantastic job whenever it comes to the outsole. Very, very good. I would say the only thing for me, probably some ridges, which is not a big deal because you can use these grooves as the ridges for climbing. And then at the very front, I would say some ridges too, specifically for climbing stuff up, because this gets, as you can see, as it goes forward, it gets flatter, and this is very, very it gets more slippery here. So climbing in this might not be so pleasant, although they could have been good for climbing, because as you can see, their clearance here at the very front of the toe box is actually very thin, which is good for climbing. So you can probably still get away with some mild climbs with this particular shoe. But let's move on to the criteria number 5, temperature. I'm not even gonna mention cold. Even though, honestly, you can get away. I mean, if you wear some insulated socks, these are waterproof, so you can walk through some small little snow, whatever, not a big deal. But obviously, if you are looking for specifically snow, something, check out the snow boots, ice boots, whatever. So I'm not going to talk about the cold. But whenever it comes to hot, very nice and breathable. Texapore is a great waterproofing technology that Jack Wolfskin uses in some of their stuff, and I had only good experience with the Texapore. It's just as good as Gore-Tex, I would say. Nice, breathable, lightweight, so I would say you don't really compromise by getting a Texapore over Gore-Tex. I think it's just really a personal preference and a matter of experience. But let's move on to the criteria number 6, sizing. That's one thing that I wanted to pay you guys to pay close attention here, is that these do run a little bit on the smaller size. So usually I recommend getting half a size bigger. In these shoes, I would recommend getting a whole size bigger just to get the right size, because they do run on the smaller size. Let's move on to the criteria number 7 here. It's the balance of application. So if these were your ultimate survival shoes, right, would they be good for your survival? Personally, if I did not have an option for a boot, right? I did not have an option for a boot, not the mid-size, not the full size, nothing. For me, if they said, hey, you have to select a shoe, that's it. You can't go with a boot. This is probably would be my choice. They are absolutely phenomenal. I love them. The comfort is unbelievable. The features are good. The outsole is fantastic. Obviously, because you know me and my preferences, if it was a choice in general, I would go with their mid-size version, because I just prefer mid-size over low-rise. Yes, you do get extra weight, of course, but at the same time you have an important protection of your ankles, and I think in survival situations you want to protect your ankles. But if there was no choice for a mid-size and I only had a choice for shoes, this would be it, without the question asked. So I would say whenever it comes to the trail running shoes, whenever it comes to the hiking shoes, this is definitely in my top 5 of all the shoes that I reviewed on this channel. And I reviewed quite a lot, guys. If you have been subscribed to this channel, you know that I try to post a review at least every other day. So I try to keep the stuff coming. So I do have a lot of experience with a variety of boots, shoes out there. And I mean, this is really, I mean, I'm really surprised at how good this is. Jack Wolfskin, I really want to review some more stuff from them, because they just amazing. And the very last criterion here is the criterion number 8, the price. And that's another thing that kind of gets me excited about the shoe, because it's only $100. But like I said, if you mess around with colors, like the black ones, you can buy them for $75 right now on Amazon, which is $25 off. And for $75, it's unbelievable. Everything that you're getting in these is just fantastic. Even for $100, I think it's definitely a very fair price, because some of the fancy shoes that I review on the channel from Salomon, La Sportiva, they go $130, $150, and they're not even waterproof, and they don't even have an excellent outsole like these, and they don't even have the comfort of these. So, I mean, Jack Wolfskin just blows all of that out of the water. So, great job, Wolfskin. I will see if I can get the links, some more cheaper options in the description. So I will update eventually. So if you want to find, you know, if you decide to buy later after watching this review, you can always come back to this review and check the description and see if I were able to update with some better prices, better links. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this shoe? What do you think about this review? If you found this useful, please consider subscribing. Please consider joining the membership of this channel. It's only 99 cents a month, but these 99 cents go a really long way for me, because that's the money that I use to buy new products in order to review them here on this channel, to get new equipment so that I can make a better quality videos and just bring more content to this channel. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. This was Ultimate Survival Gear. I'll see you guys in the next video.